Wasn't a very good scream, was it? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the ReCoop. I'm your host, Cooper Daniels, and today is Tuesday, December 12th. How the hell is everybody doing? I got my Jeep Cup. Anybody else drive a Jeep? Got one of those. So what's going on? Everybody feeling good? I don't know. I actually have not been looking at the prices this morning. I decided to bring Devin back. If you're not following me on Twitter, would you do it? What are you doing? Like, go on x.com, find @Coop_Daniels, and follow the damn thing. Get me to 15,000 followers. I got about, I think, 14,800 and something, all right? We're climbing. Slowly but surely, folks. You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon, you're going to see me everywhere. What's the copy pasta thing that you guys are doing? Copy pasta. Oh, boy. Oh, man. How are we? How are we doing? I decided to bring Devin back. I didn't even do my hair this morning. It's a little poofy. Feeling pretty good, guys. I don't know. I feel fine. Do you guys feel fine? Anybody in the chat? What's going on with you guys? Devin walking into new traps. Albert, I saw what you said on Twitter, dude. That was funny. Jessica. I don't know why I like to say the women's names like that. Esmeralda, Ezzy. Jessica. Oh, man. 4 bananas. What did I say? I was like, is that offensive? That's not offensive, right? Trusty old lady or something. I like Lee. You guys know it. I saw it. You saw it. You see my show. You watch it. I'm all good. Who cares? 4 bananas, folks. Hey, everybody. What's going on? You know what I mean? I think it's funny. The reason why I brought Devin back is that we're going to see so many people that disappeared pop back up and be like, hello, I'm back. Well, I wonder why. Is it because the price is pumping, sir? Ma'am, is it because the price is pumping? Is that why you're back? Oh, you got to be here during the lean times, suffering with all of us, listening to the damn ReCoop have a mental breakdown through a bear market so you can fully appreciate my recovery and our success that we share together, okay? You must suffer in order to get the real fruit. I hope all of you bear market disappears that show back up, you stay, you're happy, but you take a big L in the beginning and that tests your conviction to keep going. I'm just kidding. I wish success for everybody. I don't care if you left or you stayed. I'm sure a lot of people have good reason. I had all the reasons to leave, but nope. I just jumped back on this horse and rode it right back to this bull trap that we're in right now. I don't know if we are or not. Elizabeth Warren, during the show yesterday, they released the news of Elizabeth Warren's hot new crypto bill backed by people like John Fetterman and Roger Marshall or something. Oh, these people. The good news is that the crypto is a difficult thing to kill because there are people on both sides of the aisle. Well, the bad thing is, on the bad side, there's people on both sides of the aisle. So the Democrats can grab some Republicans and maybe bull push, or, ram something through. But on the flip side of that, there's Democrats that also support crypto and don't want to kill it. So they're not going to go for old Lizzie's kill self-custody bill, you would think. Richie Torres isn't voting for that. And if you can think of any other Democrats off the top of your head that support crypto, put it in the chat. I'd like to shout them out as well. There's certainly a ton of Republicans that do. Who else? I mean, Ron Wyden has been kind of back and forth on it. He seems to want to protect innovation at the very least. Any other Democrats? Why am I drawing a blank? I know there's a couple more. What do you got? Anybody? All right. What's up? What's up, Albert? How you doing? Good night if you're tired. Yeah, if it's bedtime, guys. Am I the right vibe for? I'm drinking coffee, black coffee, out of my Jeep cup. Is this the vibe you like before you go to bed? I hope so. I hope you watch it. Let's fucking go. Devin, video on point. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Warning, Coop will repeat written words live on air. If you guys are worried that I may read something today, the news probably, if I'm going to, or read something inappropriate in the comments, just know that a lot of these things are not my words. They're other people's words, okay? All right. Warning, Coop will read. Okay, I already read that. See, I might even read things twice. You know what I'm saying? Devin walking into new traps. Love it. Good for him. Hey, man, at least he's getting laid. We all got to get laid at some point. If you are not getting laid, well, first, I'm sorry. I've been there for extended periods of time. When you're in long-term relationships, sometimes the well is dry. You know what I'm saying? The well's dry. But if you aren't getting laid, I'm just sorry. Well, you can figure it out. If you need any tips, ask some questions. I can give some dating advice. I can actually. I think I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at the talking to the girls. Is that convincing? Does anybody believe me? I'm pretty good at talking to the girls. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can just tell by the amount of women that watch my show. I think there's like 3 that have ever seen it. All right, believe it. GovHat will be everywhere, and you will see the name and hear it of it every fucking day. Governor's hat. Thank you. Ted loves pasta. We're doing good because we're not getting scammed. That's right. Shout out to the people who never left. Absolutely. Hey, Coop, actually, it's now the time to leave and just come back in 25 to grab profits. Well, I think you're a little early, no face. Leaving right now would be, I think, a premature ejaculation. Sorry. I'm a little unhinged today. I'm feeling a little fun today. Been having fun. Yeah, I don't know that right now is the time to leave. It could be a time to take profits, and I still think things are looming, but I have no idea. And I'm not going to pretend like I do. I'm going to play both sides of this, and then eventually when there is a clear breakout, then I'll play one side of this. All right, feels like you have not been laid for a long time. I'm pretty good at watching, feeling, talking to the girls. It's been a while, dude. It's been a while. It's going to be all right though. All right. Let's go. You guys did it. You guys talked about it. No face is being mean. Being mean to me. No, I'm just kidding. He's not being that mean. It's time to leave now. Just sit on your hands and wait till algo is at 4 instead of 25. Well, okay, you're talking just about algo. There's obviously risks in all of these things. It's certainly, if the U.S. government is successful in what they clearly want to do, then yeah, you're at risk. You're at risk. Sometimes I think about it. I was thinking about Bitcoin the other day, and I'm like, okay, so we have ordinals, right? We have the halving, and miners are going to get obviously half the reward, but things like ordinals and BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETFs, those are going to make the transaction fees skyrocket, right? They're already skyrocketing just from ordinals. So, and simultaneously, we have the U.S. government going after self-custody. I was like, holy shit. Okay, so Bitcoin and the miners are going to be okay because the fees are going to skyrocket even as the block reward gets cut in half. And BlackRock spot ETF is going to be fine, and that's going to probably also juice up that transaction fee. But anybody of not substantial size is going to be completely priced out of self-custody. You can use things like Lightning Network, but that isn't sovereign. So people are going to be forced to buy this BlackRock spot ETF, even if you're going to be an outlaw and continue to self-custody, which obviously, are they really going to be able to eliminate self-custody? I don't think so. Hopefully not. But we should be alert, and not take Elizabeth Warren lightly. I mean, she's got a bipartisan coalition behind this very, very aggressive bill. that won't get passed as it is, but we do need to be concerned. And so it's like, all right, well, okay, so a lot of you, obviously my audience, will be like, yeah, Bitcoin's going to die. It's going to die. But that's not good for everything. I mean, Bitcoin is literally the only thing that they say is okay. But pretty soon, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? If it costs, if you're trying to buy, what if you're trying to DCA $100 at a time, and the the cost, and you want to move it to cold storage, and the cost is $75 a transaction. I don't know. I guess you could use Lightning to cold storage. I don't know how that's going to work. We're going to need to figure out the minds of the future of Bitcoin need to figure out how to keep smaller holders allowed to self custody. I'm worried about that because it's going to be a hell of a lot easier to just buy a little bit of Bitcoin from the spot ETF. And a lot of people are going to do that. And then when they decide that it's no longer good and they need to fork it, and then everybody's going to be trapped. I don't know. Anyways, I'm worried about the future of all that. But what are we going to do? Am I just going to sit here and speculate about doomsday scenarios and just make myself depressed? No. Been a while since I held my head up high. Time to move out of the... I'm reading a comment, everybody. It's been a while. Time to move out of the U.S. What are you doing there anyway? Give me one reason. Meet me in Asia. No faces in Asia. I mean, I got a few reasons why I'm here in the U.S. Mainly my children. Got 3 kids, and they like their friends, and it's sunny, and it's actually not that. I mean, the government sucks, I guess, but whatever. Is your government really that great, dude? I like it. I was thinking about it. People are like, "Oh, you remember when I saw a post on Twitter? Remember when we were all on house arrest for 3 years?" I was like, "Well, I mean, I was probably on house arrest. It felt like house arrest for about a year." And it was weird, you had to wear masks. Like restaurants had like plastic dividers at some point. It was so over the top and stupid. But in the end, folks, I lived in a very sunny place with a beautiful hike, grocery store down the street. I was drinking heavily and slow cooking meats and collecting weapons. Was it that bad? I don't know. Peace TC is useless, is what Dexterius says. Smart contract cryptocurrency will always have its uses. Question is if it becomes more economically viable to just use a permission chain that you can run on your own server. There are schools and friends and son on other places too. Liar, no face. There's no schools, no friends, no son. My son probably have a better basketball career in Asia. Probably have hope of excelling in the 9U over there. Yeah, folks, look, I'm not going to leave. I may leave this place if I can ever talk anybody into that. But I'm trying to see the positive today, guys. Okay? I'm trying to see the positive. Is it positive? By the way, wasn't there CPI? Isn't tomorrow the Fed? What are we doing? What are we going to do? Let's look. Let's go look. Let's go look. CNBC, what you got for me? Let's look at CNBC. Okay, let's refresh. Stocks are higher after latest inflation data. So there you go. So I don't know. We must have had inflation tick down, but it's pretty muted. Whatever it wasn't aggressively great. Okay, so the Dow is up 1/3%, 134 points. The S&P is up a little. It's in the green. The NASDAQ is up in the green. So it's up. Epic CEO Tim Sweeney on why the company did better against Google than Apple in court. I don't care. OpenAI. Bitcoin still has a bullish outlook despite this week's pullback, said Fairlead Strategies. So CNBC's pumping our bags. OpenAI's nonprofit arm showed revenue of $45,000 last year, even though company is worth billions. That's funny. The US 10-year is sideways. Gas prices are lower. I guess I've noticed that. I'm noticing mid fours where I live, which is better than fives and six at some point. And then at some places it was 7 other points. So yeah, I'd like to see gas go down. I told you I have a Jeep. I don't have an electric Jeep. All right. Fed to start cutting rates mid-year in 2024 with high chance of soft landing. Oh man, the hopium. Inflation fears down, consumer optimism up, economy may Biden with voters. They're going to be working on that. What? Oracle, their one remaining business that I understand is their cloud revenue, and it's down. All right, where's the do we have where's the inflation stuff? Is this it? Consumers are feeling better about inflation than they have since April 2021, according to the Federal Reserve. The optimism comes after strong jobs numbers and reports of resilient consumer spending this holiday season. Off-season. Growing consumer confidence is good for Biden, who has struggled to prove that his economic approach is working, which has weighed on his approval ratings ahead of the 2024 election. 2 new surveys released in recent days suggest consumers may be starting to feel more optimistic about inflation. This could be welcome news for Joey B., whose 2024 re-election campaign is battling a stubborn economic gloom. Joe Biden is not running for president. Like, has anything ever been more obvious? Well, I just don't. I get frustrated with that because look, we're going to. It's like things that I tell my wife. It's like obviously Joe Biden will not be running for president next year. He is so old. I mean, maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe we're underestimating the guy. But man, just watching that man walk somewhere is just like, whoa. Does he know where he's going? It's like, and he walks like just like I don't know. It might just be clips. You guys are clipping them and making them look foolish, but it's working. All right, we understand that people are still not feeling it. We get that. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay. Do. All right, Bloomberg still haven't done it. Traders trim bets on 2024 Fed rate cuts after inflation report. Okay. Biden pushes Netanyahu to change stance on Palestinian statehood. I wish we could read this shit. I need to subscribe. Maybe this. Well, maybe I'll do it for the new year. It's expensive, this fucking thing. There's so many fees. I have to do the streaming fee. There's so many fees. So many fees, guys. You guys don't love me. You don't love me. You just love my doggy style. And I see you can see there is some repression. No face. You pointed it out. All right. President Joe Biden said Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu should support a two-state solution with Palestinians, arguing his right-wing government is eroding international for Israel's military campaign against Hamas. All right, bro. He's like, bro, like, you're killing me. I'm losing my base. Nobody in the Republican Party already likes me, man. So it's like, yo, dude, like, I need you to do something that makes me look good because I'm not going to have anybody. All those young, crazy people on those campuses, they're not voting for me anymore. Who are they going to vote for? You know what I mean? They're just not going to come. And that's impossible for me, So come on, bro. 2 states. And this guy's like, no, dude, I supported Hamas because I didn't want the 2-state. It backfired a bit, but I got to double down, homie. And then Biden's like, you got any Metamucil? And then this guy's like, what? And he's like, that orange flavor stuff. And he's like, well, okay, I'm not doing the 2-state thing. He's like, well, if you can just hook up some Metamucil, bro. Okay, Joe. What am I doing? All right, let's go back here and let's keep on going. All right, so traders, okay, we need to look at inflation because Bloomberg, go away. Inflation. Let's just Google inflation and then hit news. Okay, we're on Barron's. U.S. inflation miss sends oil prices lower. November's slight inflation miss knocked steam out of an early attempt at an oil price rally. November's slight inflation miss knocked the steam out of an early attempt. Okay. The month-on-month CPI number at 0.1% was above expectations for no change, and it just came apart after that. The CPI report lowered expectations for an early Fed rate cut, and that implies to a certain degree that you're going to have a hard landing and you're likely to have demand destruction. All right. So what we're seeing now in the markets is that everybody had their heart set on a Santa rally, and the jobs disappointed, and now inflation is disappointed. And they're like, no, we believe in Santa. We want it. I don't care. You keep throwing coal at my head. We're going for it. So we got inflation ticked up, but the markets have continued to perform okay. Oh shit, boy, Bitcoin's down. Okay, let's move on. Let's go back to what we're talking about here. Bitcoin usually leads, so this is going to turn around. This is going to get red. People are going to realize that the Fed tomorrow, now they're seeing inflation ticked up. Jobs were stronger than they expected. They're going to be more cautious tomorrow. We're getting red this week, folks. We're getting red, you would think. All right. Check CoinDesk real quick. BNB still strong. Wonder who's in charge of this market. Celestia blockchain data solutions sees TIA token surge as Polygon plan announced. Polygon, man, they can't stop, won't stop over there. Like a magnet. U.S. presidential candidates chat about crypto, target federal regulators. A difficult truth, blah, blah, blah. Polygon adds data solution Celestia as option for new layer 2 developers. Binance peer-to-peer trading platform halts ruble support following Russia exit. BlackRock Bitcoin ETF now invites participation from Wall Street banks. Which three? The three U.S. presidential candidates vowed to reboot the embattled cryptocurrency ecosystem, a sign that industry's lobbying investments could bear fruit in the coming elections. The trio, two Republicans, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy and former Governor Asa Hutchinson. This guy keeps on trying to be president. You're not going to become president, Hutchinson. And Democrat Representative Dean Phillips promised to ease regulatory pressures on crypto companies during the hours-long event hosted by Coinbase-backed Stand with the Crypto Alliance. While their approaches varied in tone and scope, they shared common theme: creating a clear, cohesive regulatory framework for digital assets. Dean Phillips, I've heard about this guy. Some people seem to like him. I don't know anything about Dean Phillips. I know a lot about Ramaswamy. I certainly know he peed on an X space. Didn't apologize for it. A lot of people don't like Vivek Ramaswamy. He takes there's positions. He's all over the place a little bit, but he is very clear, very smart. Obviously, I don't even think he's got notes in front of him, and he can speak to most things with a lot of conviction. So he's an example of excellence on some level, for sure. And he speaks very clearly, and he speaks to cryptocurrency very well, by the way. I don't know anything about Dean Phillips. I try to really understand both sides. Certainly want to cultivate an environment, and we should all be trying to cultivate an environment where it's okay for a Democrat to like cryptocurrency and they find support there. And obviously the same goes for Republicans. Whether or not something is a commodity or a security, businesses deserve to know rather than plain regulatory musical chairs, right? We want to see this is Hutchinson. We want to see a SEC that doesn't treat everybody they're regulating as an adversary. Guidance by enforcement strategies end that. Ramaswamy vowed to reduce the agency's workforce as part of his goal to eliminate 75% of bureaucratic jobs, noting that the third U.S. president, Thomas Jefferson, who died nearly 200 years ago, would be turning in his grave over the agency's actions towards crypto, a technology that was invented roughly 15 years ago. Okay. It doesn't seem like Dean said anything worthwhile. I was curious, but he's not talked about in this article. World's first Bitcoin bonds received approval in El Salvador. Bitcoin Ether drop spurs 500 million in liquidations, but BTC entry never seen before era. KuCoin is going to pay $22 million and exit New York to settle state suit. All right. Crypto exchange KuCoin agreed to pay a total of $22 million and terminate access for users in New York state. KuCoin will refund $16.77 million to New York customers and pay $5.3 million to the Attorney General of the state of New York to settle charges of violated securities laws by offering tokens, including Ether, that meet the definition of a security without registering with the Attorney General's office. Attorney General of the state, Letitia James, filed the suit in March, the first time a regulator had claimed in court that Ether was a security. I want to update all of you about our latest action. KuCoin has reached a settlement with the New York Attorney General, solidifying our commitment to compliant operations. KuCoin will need to terminate access to its services and close relevant accounts for New York users no later than 120 days after the effective date of the order. There you go. So KuCoin is out of New York State. Okay. Let's look at the block real quick. Get the other news source with different daddies. Oh, fuck off. All right. You guys can see this, right? Yeah. All right. Do Kwon detention extended in Montenegro after a report of likely extradition. Okay. So that's on Bloomberg. KuCoin settles. Yep, we just read about that. Coinbase looks toward diamond-handed institutions with new digital asset project. Okay, Ethereum staking protocol SSV launches permissionless mainnet. Aptos unlocks nearly 25 million apt tokens. Layer 1 blockchain Aptos that nobody uses unlocked 24.8 million apt tokens today, worth over 200 million and representing 9% of its circulated supply, according to Token Unlocks. ApeCoin and Optimism are among the largest remaining unlocks this year, set to release 26 million worth of Ape and 56 million worth of OP, respectively, by the end of December. The majority, some 96.4 million of the unlocked core contributors, 68.4 million went to investors, 6 million went to the community, and 10.8, okay, whatever. Following the release of the same amount of app tokens during its November 12 unlock, the price of app fell 13.4% in the following 9 days before recovering, according to the block's price data. The token currently trades at 8, up 3.5% since the last unlock amid generally bullish crypto market conditions. Okay, so don't catch that knife. And know that if you're an optimism guy, that they're about to unlock a ton of that too. And I don't imagine that anybody really, if you're playing Ape, I'm sure you know what's going on. Because who the hell cares about ApeCoin? Do you? Does anybody watching this show right now care about ApeCoin? Comment. Let's talk about it. Tell me why. Because I don't really know anything about it. All right. Let's go to CoinDesk, or let's go to CoinMarketCap. Let's look at prices, folks. Prices. Sweet uncle prices. All right, so the greed is at 80, so we're still in pretty much extreme greed. Just in, this is 19 hours ago, so we're not going to read it. Market cap of crypto is down over 5%. Bitcoin dominance is at 52%. Fuck. Are we even, actually, I need to refresh. No, greed's at 74, my bad. So we're less greedy. All right, but we're starting at 100. That's not what I want to do. Let's go to the first page. All right, we're back. Okay, so greedy, we're not as greedy, but yeah, because it's all falling. So, okay, the last week, we've got about 6% down on Bitcoin. We got about 1% down over the last 24 hours and over 1% down in the last hour. 40,765. Volume is strong, a little less than 30 billion. Ethereum is dipped below 2,200. I remember yesterday we were looking at it test 22. So there you go, down 1% in the last 24 hours, down a little over 0.5% in the last hour, 5% over the last week. BNB is up over the last week, up about 8%. In the last day, up 3% at $250. There's something going on there. Because why would anybody be so bullish on this? When everything's falling at BNB, it seems like somebody is propping it up, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just being. XRP was down to 60 cents, yesterday. So it's down a bit. I guess, I don't know. I remember seeing it at 60 cents yesterday. But that's, 0.5% over the last day. So it's pretty sideways. Sol is up. It's up 7.5% over the last day, but it's down almost 5%, 2% over the last hour. It's dipped below 70, and it's at 66. Keep going, baby. Polkadot is doing great. AVAX is still doing great. It's up 60% over the last week, sideways over the last day, a little bit down in the last hour. Everything is red right now. It's leading. The market's going to follow. Polkadot's up 20% over the last week, up over 4% in the last day, but down 2% over the last hour. Chainlink is down almost to 14. Cosmos is up almost 18% in the last 24 hours. So something good happened over there. Aptos is doing fantastic, leading up to their unlock. There's no way VCs are manipulating Aptos, so there's no way. That was lame sarcasm, folks. Optimism green across the board. They're pumping this shit that they know is going to dump. Thorchain is down. Thorchain is down about 14% in the last week, 3% in the last day, over 2% in the last hour. This thing is pumping. TIA, everybody's printing free money over there on Celestia, isn't it? Up 24% in the last day. So good for them. FTT is also all in the green. Algo lost 20 cents, but it's still up over 27%, nearly 30% in the last week, up 3.5% almost percent in the last day, but down 1.5%. Under 20 cents, but performing well for sure. Quant heading its way down to where it loves to be at $100. All right. There you go, guys. Ordi. I like to compare Ordi to Coop. They have a similar, Coop is more scarce than Ordi, but barely. And Ordi is at $50. So win billion-dollar market cap, Coop. Make it happen, folks. Bonk. Everybody loves bonk. You got to love that bonk. Suey. All right. Do. ELF token, top 100, folks. ELF. Don't know what that is, though. Say what you want to say. It's down 22% over the last day, holding on to itself inside of the top 100. That's one that everyone, osmosis. Definitely that must be linked to the good news on Atom because it is up 23% in the last day. I don't really know what's going on. And Zcash, like we talked about yesterday. Sorry. Falling out of the top 100. Let's look at gold real quick, and then we'll look at Vestige, and then we'll continue on. So gold is down still low 2,000. It is pretty much sideways over the last day, and silver is holding up high 22s. So not a lot of exciting day over day on that. Vestige. So you got Algo up 28.5% in the last week, up 3% in the last day. It says Polka Gold is just dipping. Bank Bank is back, baby. Orange, 4 oranges. Oh, that's Angel Sing. I think there's literally only 4 oranges, and then you get little slivers. I don't know, folks. I don't know what you want to do with that. All right. KuCoin is down a little bit. Polka Gold's down. Okay, let's look down here. Okay, so there is not a lot of action. We got some good positive price action. Vestige. We'll look at some news over there. It looks like the Algorand Foundation, Algorand Ventures have invested in Vestige, and that's a great decision. Vestige is a homegrown thing, and they do a great job. And I think, what is it, Chain UI or something? He's working on ways to really decentralize and do some cool shit. So yeah, good job. Opal is doing fantastic. It's up over about 16 cents. So it's changed in the last 24 hours, up about 3%. Gora pushed down a bit. It was, no, that's us, or that's Coop. Gora pushed down a bit. It's down 7% in the last 24 hours. But still Lumen lingering around 30 cents. And Coop is still high twos, looking pretty sideways. Good volume, over 12,000 volume, and the market cap is on nearly 600,000. And you got the stable TVL over 200 grand. So looking good. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. I got the yawns, man. All right, let's check on you guys. Are you guys here still? Okay, let's see. Lockdown skyrocketed drug use and overdoses for damn sure. Oh man, I never drank more. A lot of depression. I mean, I was in a unique situation. I mean, I lived in a place that was very sunny. I had my children. I had people. You know what I mean? I had things. I had interaction. But I was in the comedy scene a little bit. Like, let's not overstate it. But I did stand up, and I knew I had friends that were doing it, and I was doing shows and stuff. I couldn't quite commit to the comedy scene because I got into it way too late. But I loved it. And if I were a younger guy doing it, I would have really pursued it harder. But at some point, I realized that there was no money there for me. Anyways, some of those guys that lived in small studio apartments by themselves and got completely cut off from the thing that they like to do, and were obviously struggling before, because any comedian trying to make it is a struggling person, usually, unless they come from money or something, and those people don't usually become comedians. But the point is that the amount of depression and like those people, so I just saw firsthand how hard things like that hit guys like that and gals like that. And so obviously, man, it was terrible. It was terrible. I had a unique situation. It was terrible for me, by the way. It was awful. Like, it got me away from like work. They were sending us weird money. And I got more paranoid, and it just was shitty as well. But I had it easy, I guess, is the point. So I can kind of joke about it and make light of it a little bit from my privileged standpoint. Everybody, I'm so fucking privileged. All right. Gotta go, Coop. Gonna out and watch some tip bar action and have last drink hand pink waving. See you, man. See you, no face. Hello, orange friends and lemons. Speaking of gas guzzling and cars, whatever happened to that Camaro, Coop? You restoring it? Well, it's at my folks' house, and I definitely got it all set up. I got it. I almost got it to turn over. I couldn't quite get it to like rumble and continue, but it was close. So we're going to get that there. Coop, do you have an ad blocker? Yeah, right. I do. And I have done it. I've done ad blockers, and it's probably net better, but it's also just a pain in the ass because they keep on yelling at you about ad blockers. You don't want us to succeed. Oh, you're just a greedy fuck that just doesn't want us to make money on ads. You're constantly having to click that off. Biden presidency is a bad sequel to Weekend at Bernie's. It looks like it, doesn't it? Look up decentralized science. I will. USDC, USDT from Coinbase, cheapest way to convert to USDCA, USDTA, Go USD. Any suggestions? Okay, from Coinbase, cheapest way to convert that. Your cheapest way, Algo Learner, in my humble opinion, and maybe some other people have recommendations. Check. I'm just reading the comment below. Sorry, I got distracted. This is actual question that somebody wants advice or help. So maybe I should try to do that instead of just rambling. I think your cheapest way, if you're on Coinbase with USDC, I think mess with USDC, leave USDT away. You can swap USDC for USDT when you're on Algorand, or all of those. So use USDC from your Coinbase account, send that USDC to Base via maybe a Coinbase wallet, and then use the MESSINA bridge from Base to Algorand. And that should all cost you very little. Sheck says, Dean Phillips' mom only has 3.5 oranges. Good evening, Samino. New York sucks ass. Smash the like button if you like Algorand, Ludo says. Do it. Algo Learner, I just go on change, Jesus. I just go on chain and pull it from Tiny Man. Let the RBots balance it afterwards. Swapping algo there. Yo, legends, tell me you picked up CZ the GOAT. Someone please. I need to reach Valhalla with that at least some algo, fam. Let's fucking go, Michael Norris. What's up, Michael Norris? Algo is holding well. It absolutely is. You get acid reflux. I do a lot though. LOL. Turns in the drawer. Sorry, I'm losing what you guys are talking about. Well, not everything works out the way we want. Late, but here. What's up, Mort? Thanks for showing up. Better late than never. Never late is better. That's right. All right, cool. So there we got that. Is there anything else? We're going to talk about, let's go to Twitter or X. Let's go back. Let's make sure I'm sharing. All right. Bark the shark. Do. Wait, they're going to rescue Devin? Heads up, chicken and wine, please. Uh-oh. The Algorand report. We signed our first clients in new markets such as Bolivia and Guatemala. Uh-oh. They're coming for me. No, Darth Vader's mad. I'm sorry, I'm checking my checking my notifications, folks. All right, let's read about Vestige for a second. Oh, and we got to clear up some stuff from yesterday, the FIFA shit. So let's clear up a couple of things. Okay, that's my most recent search. So let's go there. Okay, FIFA Plus Collect. We got to clear this up. We want to ensure that everyone clearly understood yesterday's announcement. 2 new drops were announced. 2. First drop, December 15th, 2023, via the FIFA Plus Connect platform on the Algorand network. 100 collectibles. Second drop, December 19th, 2023, via OpenSea on the Polygon network. For the first drop, 100 digital collectibles will be made available on FIFA Plus Collect and will feature the rarest collectibles that offer the chance to secure FIFA World Cup 26 final tickets. That'd be awesome. For the second drop, 900 collectibles will be made available on OpenSea to physical items from the FIFA Club World Cup Saudi Arabia 2023, of which 2 also include 2 VIP experiences. VIP Experience 1, 2 invitations to the best FIFA football awards. VIP Experience 2, VIP visit to the FIFA Football Museum in Zurich. Okay. So what are the 100? So they're just dropping 100 pieces on Algorand or the FIFA Connect platform? And of those 100, a couple people are going to win finals tickets? Because that's intense. That's really fun. Makes me want to play the game. If you're, how many tickets are they giving away? I'm trying to figure out what the hell this 100 thing is, because now I care again. FIFA NFTs minted on Algorand have totaled only 2.4 million in trading volume since their inception last September. FIFA, the body government, according to the December 11th announcement, an inaugural collection of 100 NFTs will premiere on December 15th and feature the chance to secure tickets to the FIFA World Cup 2026 final. In addition, 900 other digital collectibles will be issued on the Polygon network. Scheduled to kick off in Jeddah. Digital collectibles increase the ways in which fans can interact. Okay, that's fine. Since its inception. Okay, no, we don't care. All right. All right. Okay, I don't really know. So there's only going to be 100 of these NFTs launching on the 15th, and some of those 100 are going to win you finals tickets to the 2026 World Cup. Huh? Huh. New drop coming on the 15th of December at 9 a.m. New collectibles will launch on our platform during the upcoming FIFA. See how it works. You can get women's posters. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, it's definitely more interesting if there's only going to be 100 and some of those are going to get you tickets to the final at the World Cup. I mean, is that really what they're doing? They're making these things more scarce. They're actually going to sell them and make people want them. Imagine that. Believe it, Aqu will be everywhere. All right. Are NFTs back? I hope they're back. Life is a lot more fun with NFTs. Oh, Michael Arrington. Bird Week. Can people encourage him to buy a pet rock, please? All right. Let me look at real quick. Let's talk about Vestige, because that's good news. Algo Foundation making some moves, some good moves. Hello, Python. All right. Welcome, Devin Preview. All right, Vestige is reintroducing itself as Vestige Labs, a blockchain software development company focused on the practical applications of the AVM. Algorand Ventures is excited to announce its investment in Vestige Labs. Vestige Labs developed the following products: Vestige, the DeFi Explorer for Algorand; Swap, a DEX aggregator; Vaults for decentralized token lockups; Chain UI, which I mentioned earlier and I got it right, a framework for decentralized front-end development; Launchpad's decentralized token launch protocol. The team is constantly building, yada, yada. So congratulations, Vestige. You do a great job and you're being rewarded for it. Absolutely. That's cool. I intended to have Vestige on. I want to talk about and learn more about Chain UI. That when I was reading a bit about it, it got me kind of excited. So eventually we're going to do that. I haven't been having people on really. I'm wondering when we'll have some information about Algorand Labs, what they're working on or with. Curious since no one talks or asks about it. Yeah, Leaks, I get that. Hey, Leaks, Algorand Labs and Algorand Technologies are separate entities from the Algorand Foundation. Stay tuned to their public feeds for the latest. Yeah, stay tuned. I think that's what he's asking about. Does Algorand Labs? No, it's not a real thing. Or maybe they just got it. All right. So that guy was excited about his gains. All right. Harvard University. As members of the Harvard Corporation, we today reaffirm our support for President Gay's continued leadership of Harvard University. Our extensive deliberations affirm our confidence that President Gay is the right leader to help our community heal, blah, blah, blah. With regard to President Gay's academic writings, the university became aware in late October of allegations regarding 3 articles. At President Gay's request, the fellows promptly initiated an independent review by distinguished political scientists and conducted a review of her published work. On December 9th, the fellows reviewed the results, which revealed a few instances of inadequate citation, while the analysis found no violation of Harvard standards for research misconduct. President Gay is proactively requesting for corrections in 2 articles to insert citations and quotation marks that were omitted from the original publications. Am I not sharing this? I'm not sharing any of this. Jesus Christ. What is going on? What a dick. I'm just scrolling the fucking internet. Ugh. Somebody commented recently about how I don't check in on the chat enough anymore because I no longer screw up sharing. Well, guess what? I was like, wait, that little thing up there is not there. I mean, how long have I been doing that? Oh my God. Bark the shark. I'm just reading the internet. You're just literally watching me squint, read the internet. What a good time. All right, that's enough. I just get real close and I'm just reading shit. Just going to CoinDesk. Let's go to CoinDesk. Let's not share. I'm not sharing. Oh, Bitcoin. What the fuck? Bitcoin changed its mind, folks. It just bounced. It bounced, baby. It bounced off that 40,000 and it's up to 41,249. Guys, how are you doing? Is everybody okay? All right. So nobody knows what the hell's going to go on. You know what I mean? BNB is pumping up 6%. Anyways. All right, guys. Hey, yeah, Ludo, I wasn't. So that was at 22. So I did a solid 5-minute. Well, not everything works out the way we want. I'm late, but here. Yeah, they're frozen. So it's an ASA on chain. They probably don't even know what that means. Yep, all NFTs are ASAs on chain unless I misunderstand. It's just weird to not free them up. Yeah, that is weird. That is weird. They want you to use just their marketplace gatekeeping. When the ticketing starts for football games through FIFA's wallet, that will be huge. Great day to pick up some Rune. I don't want him to share. Love it when he talks into my eyes. Feels more personal. Coop's selfish, keeping the screen to himself. That's just one angle more. He's reading your words now. He's reading a DM I sent him. LOL, it's all good. He's given too much. 100% coop coin. It was good. Then it left. LOL. Well, not too long. Maybe 10 minutes. We jump off and read too. So it's almost like radio sometimes. Good. Good. You can say anything. Fantastic. LOL. Rune going to bounce harder than an SBF check. I love it. It was only like 7 minutes. That whole thing about FIFA, at me scrolling the FIFA site, trying to figure out any details on it. That whole thing was just you watching me trying to find it. It's amazing, guys. 7 minutes of absolute gold. He said, fuck it to Sharon. You know what? Who cares? Honestly, though, who cares? I mean, maybe some people care. I mean, obviously, some of you care. You would prefer to see the thing I'm talking about. But in the end, nothing really matters, folks. We're all here. We're all freaking crazy people hanging out together, talking about crypto. Mad at Elizabeth Warren. I have a little more coffee. Should we watch some comedy? I'm just kidding. Not caring. It's not like it's sweeps week, Coop. Yeah, what do we got on sports today? Today is Tuesday. Let's check. What are we doing? I don't want to get up yet. Let's look at. Here's the FIFA site that you guys missed. So here it is. This was me looking for. I probably could sign in. I own something. I guess they're saying that you rent. Yeah, the women's posters, you could imagine that those probably didn't fly off the shelves. Let's look at sports. Speaking of sports, my daughter plays Shrek in the school play, which is pretty funny. Tonight, my son, which is really cool, he had a bit of a speech problem. He sort of still does, but he struggled with like clear speech. It wasn't like he has he had like a motor planning thing, and the damn kid in 3rd grade now worked on it a lot diligently. He's the freaking narrator in the Grinch little play that they're putting on. So I'm proud of that guy. All right. For being resilient and continuing to work. I had a meeting with his teacher last year, which I think I liked that teacher better. She was great. I think maybe I just haven't really met his new teacher. I don't really know, but it doesn't matter. She was fantastic. And I had mentioned, I was like, yeah, I know he has that speech thing. He goes, I guess, yeah. She's like, he does. But he's like, one of the coolest things about Zachary is that it doesn't stop him at all. He is, he just like, he raises his hand. He speaks in class. He's very vocal with his friends. It doesn't like hold him back. And I'm like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm like, get that thing fixed before the kids get older, because they're gonna be mean. All right, but maybe kids just aren't as mean as they used to be. Is that true? I watched something about wrestling, you guys, on X. This these wrestlers, and this one kid beat the other kid, and the kid that beat him went to shake his hand, and the kid just sucker punched him right in the face. Holy crap, that pissed me off. What a buster that kid is. Okay, anyways, basketball tonight. We got the Lakers versus the Mavericks. I won't be able to watch that. Oh, I like that. I always like watching Golden State versus Phoenix. My son's going to watch this stupid Kings Clippers game. All right. Which I also like that, though. That'll be a fun game. Did you see this? Ohtani got $700 million, and then he's deferring $680 million of it until the end of the contract. Like, the Dodgers, okay, they paid for this guy, but Ohtani's only like 25. And then I don't know a lot about baseball. I don't really follow baseball very much, but was talking to somebody about it. And I guess he got Tommy John surgery, right? And he's not even going to pitch. This guy is not even going to pitch this year. And he just signed a $700 million contract, and he's a pitcher, obviously a great hitter. And I didn't even know this about him. He could play the outfield. He could play first base. This guy is a savage. Ohtani is a G for sure. And then they're going to defer $680 million of his $700 million contract. Imagine, and they don't need to pay him anything. They're going to be able to pay his $2 million a year or whatever they're actually paying him. That's going to be like interest on his $680 million. Like they can earn that interest and just pay his salary. And then at the end of that, they're going to owe him a ton of money. But they can make tons of money off that $680 million. So good for them. There he is.
Business needs a new application, then developers will have to write code. A lot of code. If an application needs to be modernized, then you'll need time, resources, and caffeine. If this sounds daunting, then use Watson X Code Assistant. AI designed to multiply developer productivity so you can generate code quickly. Let's create a more modern foundation for business with Watson X Code Assistant. IBM, let's create.
Shohei Ohtani is essentially deferring 97% of his contract. What does that allow the Dodgers to do?
It gives the Dodgers, Nicole, freedom to go out and spend money without the luxury tax being affected quite the same. Now, under normal circumstances, a contract like Ohtani's that is for 10 years that's going to pay him $700 million is a CBT or luxury tax hit of $70 million. It's just the average annual value of that. But when you have deferrals in place, those deferrals get discounted down. And so the CBT hit for the Dodgers with Ohtani now is going to be $46 million a year, freeing up $24 million to go out and sign Yoshinobu Yamamoto or attack free agency or perhaps get Tyler Glass now, who incidentally is owed $25 million this year in a trade. And the big thing is that this is Shohei Ohtani essentially saying to the Dodgers, I want to win, and I'm willing to put aside the money that I am owed for a decade plus to make.
All right, enough. Sorry, guys. Like literally, I don't even care about baseball, and I'm watching baseball news on my show right now. But I will say, like, the Angels, like, what is wrong with you? You have probably the greatest baseball player in the history of the game wanting to stay on your team. Like, whatever. All right, guys. Like, what are you doing? Like, if you're the Angels, what are you thinking? I think he wanted to stay there and play with Trout. Mike Trout's still on the Angels, right? No, nothing. But I mean, they've got essentially Babe Ruth over there on steroids, hopefully not steroids. And they're like, okay, let's let him go to the Dodgers. Aren't they meaner nowadays? Okay, let's see. All right. So it's a Dunkin' Pot dip. To a dip be gone, long gone. It's a little dip, lol. It's a Dunkin' Pot dip, like a fondue, 100%. I love American football, and I'm a Brit. I lived in the States for a few years and decided to support Penn State and the New York Jets. Essentially a bunch of groovy. Okay, at some point I got to not read everything. But yeah, I don't. Penn State, yeah. They don't have a great reputation there. The Jets, you know, for whatever reason, I've got a soft spot for the Jets too. I think I just have a soft spot for teams that suck. And the Jets are definitely cursed. I mean, they get Aaron Rodgers and they have this like bright star. They have a couple like bright stars on the offense and Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. They have a strong defense. Like this team is supposed to go and they couldn't do anything. And the poor guy, or Aaron Rodgers' second play of the game. It's crazy. Michael Norris is from the Bay Area, and he's a 49ers fan, a Giants fan, and a Golden State Warriors fan. Well, Michael, we got 2 or 3. I'm a Niners fan, a Warriors fan, and I don't really pay attention to baseball anymore, but when I did, I like the A's, which is also a hard existence. But obviously, I was a kid, small guy in the 80s, and Jose Canseco was dating my next door neighbor. So I got to ride in his Porsche. That was funny. He took me to Burger King. Oh, man. There you go. You got Newcastle for soccer, Leeds for rugby, and Yorkshire for cricket. So Newcastle United. I don't know that soccer team. Thank you for calling it soccer, Mort. Go Bucks. Shaz likes the Bucks. The Bucks, man. That Damian Lillard. I'm a huge fan of Lillard. I mean, and Giannis is also fantastic. Lillard is an Oakland guy. I know that. I've always rooted for Lillard. And who doesn't like Giannis, by the way? Or Chris Middleton. I like the Bucks. Hell yeah. Good for you, man. Good for you for having a good team. The Bucks weren't always that. Who are some Bucks? Do I remember any Bucks from back in the day? Who was like a Buck when I was a kid? They always were terrible. It's hard because it's hard to remember because you mix up these guys in the Celtics because of the green. I'm trying to think. Was Ray Allen on the Bucks at some point? I know he was on the Celtics, obviously. No, but I'm trying to think of like a famous old school Buck. You could probably help me, Shaz. The A's were badasses in the 80s. Absolutely. The Bash Brothers. I think Ricky Henderson is probably my favorite baseball player of all time. I loved Ricky Henderson. I had the neon gloves as a kid. I stole bases. Loved Ricky Henderson. One of my favorite moments in baseball history is when he broke the record and he ripped the base out. He held it up above his head and he said, "I'm the greatest of all time." I mean, it was so like exuberant and sort of absurd and funny. And I love that moment. It's like one of my favorite, it's the best moment in baseball history. Mike Norris. That's funny. Mark McGwire, man. Hell yeah. Mark McGwire. I should have sold that baseball card. I couldn't find it. I went to go sell it. I had a signed USA like Mark McGwire rookie card, and for a moment it was all about that rookie card. And I was like, I'm going to sell. I was like a little kid, and I was like, I should sell this. This is at the top. This is never going to be more in design. And I couldn't find it. I had somebody steal the damn thing from me, and then he got caught for steroids, and his collectibles aren't really worth much anymore. All right, everybody, enough of the baseball stuff. Hey, I had a good time today. I hope you did too. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. I'll be here at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, and we'll talk about crypto. Let's just look at prices real quick because they bounced back. I'll go to Restream real quick. Let's look at it. We'll look at prices. See how that looks for a second. Bonks up. Solana's down. Yeah, but it's bounced about 1% over the last hour. So yeah, we definitely, Solana's up. Everything's up. Everything's up. Let's share it. It's kind of following the stock market. The stock market's bouncing up too. Okay, so now they're saying that it's slowed. The consumer price index, the CPI, a closely watched inflation gauge, increased 0.1% in November and was up 3.1% from a year ago. Excluding volatile food and energy prices, the core CPI increased 0.3% on the month and 4% from a year ago. A 2.3% decrease in energy prices helped keep inflation in check, as gasoline fell 6% and fuel oil was off 2.7%. Food prices increased. Prices across the board, broad range of goods and services edged higher in November, but were mostly in line with expectations. The consumer price index, a closely watched gauge, increased 0.1% in November and was up 3.1%. Economists surveyed by Dow Jones had been looking for no gain in a yearly rate of 3.1%. So there was just a slight gain. So this is basically what they expected with a slight gain. But energy is probably the reason why, because food actually did increase. And remember, folks, this up 3.1% from a year ago is up on a year ago. It was also significantly up. So, obviously, if you understand how this works, inflation continues to rise. It is just rising at a slower rate, but it is, up 3.1% over the last year. And then last year it was up however much over the last year. So it continues to increase. So it's not great. And anybody that lives anywhere, I'm sure, is seeing the brutal price increases. You know, grocery store, everything is like the things that you want. You know, you gotta, if you're somebody that is on a budget, you have to only shop for things that are on sale, stuff like that. You cancel certain trips because everything's just getting more expensive. All right. I'm such a weirdo.
I'm back. KubeCoin Dev, your bear mark is toast. Bull mark is most.
Can you guys tell that I just improvise those and don't really think about it? The only thing that went into this was like, oh, it's kind of funny how when the prices go up, people start to show back up again. That was it. That was it. And then I just pressed record and then I just uploaded it and sent it. That's all I do. All right, everybody. I appreciate you. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern at the same place at the same time. See you. Peace.